Good morning. We are in Panama City and we're getting ready to take off to head for Lima, Peru. And I love I can just see the edge of the bridge that crosses the entrance to the Panama Canal from the Pacific Ocean. I'm going to click ready to fly, and we see from the heading on the runway 190 is the runway 19, and we just need to pop 10 degrees left. But we're going to take a little look back at Panama City and the handcrafting. It will be outside the aircraft, so we'll click ready to fly, take the brakes off, go outside, and this time we're going to be looking ahead rather than look back. You've seen that enough. So we'll just give this, and we won't pop in the afterburners until we finish looking at downtown. Okay, we can start rotating. Wheels up. The bridge is just slightly to the right here. Let's take a quick look at that. That was handcrafted.
Bravo Charlie, continue for south departure. Experimental 7 Bravo Charlie, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
That's what handcrafting does. And then we'll look over downtown to these tall buildings downtown. There you go, a little more handcrafting. Yeah, I was pointing out, telling people about how they'd run the freeway. Probably this is Old Town, Panama, and so they just run the freeway right along there. So now we have to come back and we're heading east, so we have to head south to get to Lima, Peru, and we have to say goodbye to
Gilbert Tower Experimental Flight 27 Bravo Charlie, frequency change.
So, and we don't really have to go to center. So we'll keep a little eye on the coast. Let's get the afterburners on. And then we'll get the...
Regional 683, your tree 2 miles west. Descend and maintain 9,400
feet. While we're getting this up to speed, we might as well head in the approximate direction of Lima. But as we get going faster and faster, it's harder and harder to turn. We got this thing cranked over in a 45-degree bank, and it's not turning real fast. Then we'll put the scramjets on standby. Oh, there, it's turning faster than I thought. So we got to get this down to about 10-degree nose up.
Climb and maintain flight level 290.
So I guess we could go with flight following if we or we can, let's see if we can get nearest airport.
Flight level 290, Copa 307.
We don't need to listen to these guys. So we won't hear anything on that frequency. Okay, we're still a little bit nose high. Probably my rubber bands and my controls have... Oh, they're still attached. Keep it from pitching up. We need to kind of level off. Let's see, what is our altitude here? 28,000 feet. So we need to level off to get through the sound barrier.
Regional 683, you are 28 miles west. Descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Copa Tree 905 climb and maintain flight level 270. Copa Tree 905 climb and maintain flight level 27.
That took care of that.
Alpha 131 traffic is 9 o'clock for miles at 17,000 feet generic. Report them in sight.
Let's see what I have to do to...
Climb
there's
and
a
maintain
little
flight
island
level
right there.
270 Copa Tree 905. Copa Tree 905 traffic is 3 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 200 generic. Report them in sight.
Look at the jet. We're at 32,000. Here's a guy right here that we're
Copa
paralleling.
131 have the generic in sight.
Here's two guys heading. These guys are both heading for Lima, Peru.
Copa 131
We're
climb and
at
maintain
33,000.
flight
They
level
must
290.
be at 25,000. We're going to leave them in the dust.
Copa Tree 905 traffic in sight.
That never had anything like that before. That's fun. Flying formation with a couple of airliners. They're
Climb
racing.
and maintain flight level
They're
290
racing
Copa
each other
131.
to Lima. Let me see if I can get her off of here. Let's see. See if that works.
Mike Papa Foxtrot Echo Traffic Experimental 527 Bravo Charlie 18 miles southwest flight level 410 inbound to land runway 19er.
We're not. That's just to get the.
Copa 258 climb and maintain flight level 320.
I don't know. This didn't do that before. I'd probably have to go to. And let's look back now.
Climb and maintain flight level 320 Copa 258.
Let's look back at those two guys, so we can see all the way back to Panama. I can't change it, but there, and then right down under the left wing on the right side, I can see the little airliner right there. Anyway, we can be left of course because we want to check out the Andes. We're going to fly down the Andes, so we'll adjust our course a little bit. And let's see our airspeed. Yeah, so the scramjets will be lighting up very shortly. So we'll see them come up. The two engines sitting on the bottom at 0. You'll hear a little noise. There we go. Here they come. They light up, and watch the change in color in the afterburners. There they go, and then the turbojets will shut down. Look at our airspeed. We're up to Mach 4. We're up to 55,000 feet. Okay, that's enough of that. Here, you don't need to listen to that noise. Let's go back inside and bring the nose up. And we can already see South America coming into view, so we cut across a pretty large body of water there. We're climbing at 40,000 feet a minute, so we'll be up to 100,000 here in less than a minute. And again, we want to go a little bit left, of course, so we can follow the Andes. I think that'll be a more interesting path. And then we will, following the Andes, we'll go back across our direct route from Panama City to Lima. Mach 7.7, Mach 7.8, 90,000 feet. Okay, now we push the nose down so we can level at 100,000 feet. Nose coming down to the horizon. There we're at 107, 108,000 feet. This thing really romps. Mach 9.8. Okay. And so when we catch the Andes, we'll start swinging back. We'll start swinging back to the right and follow the Andes back down to our course. Yeah, we'll pretty much keep the Andes in sight all the way to Lima. Okay, and now we're settling back down. We want to level off right around 100,000 feet. We could go on up or down, but I need to work on keeping this a little more under control. And we keep the speed at Mach 9.8. We're almost Mach 10. That's where Tom Cruise got in trouble for going Mach 10. Okay, we're coming up on South America. And we'll start seeing the Andes. Yeah, this is a little, without altitude hold, it's almost impossible to hold this thing. And look at the pictures. If I didn't like to look at the pictures, we'd be able to hold our altitude better. But I enjoy. And of course, looking at the pictures, even though they're not real, it feels real. And I'm sitting here in my bedroom in Monterey, California. Okay, I think these are the Andes. Looking out here to the east, I don't see anything. And we'll look back. Look back. I think these are the Andes. And they get up there. But they don't get up to 100,000 feet. But they get up to in the 20,000 foot range. And so we could just follow the Andes to the south here. Now we're paralleling our course. Our course is out to the right. You see the ocean way out there. We can look here at the resolution. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Yeah. So you put the sun as high in the sky as you can, and you get more resolution out of the. So we'll follow the Andes back down until we cross the course, and then we'll come left, and we're Mach 9. See, we've gone up to 122,000, which isn't a big deal, but we're at Mach 9 now. Let's go back inside. Yeah, we got our nose right on the horizon. Our speed is increasing from Mach 9. And looks like the Andes to me right here. So we've let's see if our map has the ocean. Yeah, so we got the mountains back in. They just didn't have Central America, so it's not just all green like it was a few times in Central America. Then we can see these other runways as we go along, and we can see rivers. And so let's just we'll just level it out here in this heading, and we'll re-intersect the course. We're up to Mach 9.5. So if you hold this level, it'll go faster. And we don't need to watch this. I don't think we're going to see anything of interest, but it would be interesting to see about where Machu Picchu is. So we're over to the left of the Andes. And this is probably jungle down in here. I'm not sure where Brazil actually comes in over here, but I think we've got Ecuador. Now we're letting down at about 7,000 feet. Let's go back here. Now we can see where the Andes turn back to the left. I get a kick out of there's a geologist up in Washington, and he does YouTubes and the online. It's not online. It's whatever podcast. He does podcast. I of course just keeping it as simple as possible. This making YouTubes and not having to edit. We're just right at holding altitude now. We're just settling down. This is your rate of climb, which gives an immediate indication of your going up or down, rather than trying to watch your altimeter. In the old days, this was round. They call the old instruments steam gauges. I think that's a great a great analogy. Would you call that? Steam gauges, and they call these screens glass panels, where you've got your instruments and all this stuff on a little TV screen. Unbelievable, the electronics, how it's changed since my days of flying. Now the course is off to our left, and there goes the Andes. So we're going to follow that. Look at we've got it looks like a road or a river goes down the middle of the Andes there. So we'll get coming around left. We're back out the ocean, and that's always interesting to watch the coastline. Unfortunately, I haven't studied South America to the extent that I know all the nooks and crannies like I do about the California coast. You could blindfold me and take the blindfold off when we're flying along like this on the west coast, and I'd be able to tell you what city or what port we're looking at. And the names of these mountains, these are probably the highest of the Andes here, because of course they're snow-capped. So I'm sure these are the Andes. And where are the Incas? You know why they picked I assume they picked high places because people couldn't attack them as easily when you're on the top of a mountain and you're freezing your ass off, and people are going to say, well, let's leave them alone. We don't want to go up there and freeze our butts. Okay, here we're out on the coast, and I'm going to move the sun. Now that we're moving back, I'll move the sun over to the right. Here we go. And now the sun is out there going down, and so we'll just go ahead and look at that one more time. Make sure we have it as bright as I can, as clear as I can get it. Yeah, that's better. That's better. And we'll look back at the Andes, and You can look up where maybe they have a few glaciers in there. Interesting. Land formations. Yeah, I was talking about Nick up in the Northwest Territory. It's actually not that there's a Northwest Territory in the Yukon, but in northwestern United States, up in Washington. I think he's a bit southeast of Seattle, and he talks about the formations up there, and they've got interesting formations. So now we're back. We're back where we're gonna intersect. I think we're gonna intersect our course. So we'll stay over the coastline. Look at, we're at 160,000 feet. My God, I get talking and I'm not paying attention. So we'll bring it on down. I'll never be going. I probably will never ride. I shouldn't say never. Never ride in another airliner. And on maybe a certain birthday, I'll go up with a instructor. He'll probably put me in the left seat, let me fly. We'll see what all this simulation has done for my capabilities of flying real airplanes. And of course now they use the 172, a four-seater, instead of they wore out all the 150s. Cessna had the 150, the 152, and the 2 means it's got a nose wheel. The 0 means it's got no nose wheel, it's got a tail wheel. Okay, now we're gonna ease back on course. I don't even have my my Apple, my little laptop going with the, and we're back down. We're coming down to 140. We're Mach 8.9. Interesting part. This would be easy to find, this area with a coastline looking like that. Easy to spot. Now we're down to 122,000. And I think we're cutting off enough, but we do want to run along the coast. That's not going to hurt us that much. We're up to Mach 9.8 again. And we can see if we pick up the curvature of the coast coming back out for us to hit Lima. We're at Mach 9.9. And we're coming back, we're back to 100,000 feet, so that's low enough. We'll keep it right at 100,000 feet. We'll keep the horizon in a little round circle, the nose, or the fuselage of the aircraft. There we go. Mach 9.8 at 101,000 feet. So we'll hold it here. Keep it going like a scalded cat. Look at the little green line. I've never seen the green line hover around. This is, of course, the rate of climb. So now we're pointing up to 2,000 feet a minute up. So you have to keep the horizontal artificial horizon going right through the nose to keep it from going up or down. Mach 9.8. It's probably the longest I've ever hung in with 9.8. Let's go back outside, and we're really getting out off the coast. the airline traffic would be going direct to Lima, so it'd be over here to the left. Or 9.8, so I got my hands off. Oh, what the heck? It shows the course off to the right. Yeah, I guess that's right. It would. Yeah, we're gonna see the coastline come back out to us. 9.88. Wow. Let's just hold her steady here. I was not an aerobatic pilot. I used to give introductory flight lessons, and people would get motion sickness. They just weren't used to it. And I rarely got anybody sick, but I didn't do that for a long time when I was instructing. I instructed, probably had 10, maybe 12 students, and sent maybe 5 of them up for their private license. I don't recall any of them failing. But if you are sending students up and you have two out of 10 fail, they want to start talking to you. Look at what you're doing. If your students are flunking when they go for their private license. I don't recall any of my students flunking, but I might have had one. Then again, I didn't have a lot of students that I recommended for private because I didn't instruct that long. I instructed for maybe a year, and then I got on the mail run. That was easy because you don't have to talk to the mailbags. Probably that was hard for me. Couldn't talk to anybody. Oh, then because I didn't have an autopilot, they gave me a co-pilot. So I had Ken Dunlap. He was an interesting guy. He ended up flying for Aloha or Hawaiian Airlines over in Hawaii. Nice guy. Okay, here we see I'm talking about Ken, and here comes the coastline back out again. Here comes the coastline, and so we can start edging to the right to re-intersect our course so we hit Lima. Lima, Peru. Yeah, I looked up one time and I see the course is out to the right and we're over the ocean. I thought, golly, we're in trouble. We're heading out to sea. But that's the way it is. Again, I'm not used to following the coastline of South America. Look at this area here. And we're starting down. I have to watch that. I have to click this off. There we go. Yeah, so if this little peninsula, or whatever you want to call this, was on the California coast, I'd know exactly where we are. But and I didn't turn on my laptop. I'll keep it on so I can look at this, because it doesn't have any names on the chart about this area right here. There's I could look up S is for South America. CFA gives you a little hint at where that is. The CF probably has something to do with the location. And I think we excuse me. I think we crossed the Andes again. Yeah, here, see, we're starting to see the mountains are getting higher. See how they turn brown on the chart? So the chart is working again. And we're coming right a little bit, and we're up to 120,000 feet. I gotta push the nose down. Let's look in here. I'll trim it. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, we see we're heading for nothing but brown here, so that's the Andes. We'll kind of fly equidistance with the coastline and the Andes. Look, we're already up to 139,000 feet. I'm making everybody sick. Okay, that should be good enough. Let's see how we're doing on our course. We need to go a little more. Get back on course. And it doesn't look like the same Andes. They just aren't as high. And we'll look out here toward the coastline. Little rivers heading down to the coast off of the Andes. Yeah, I get talking. We're up to 100. I talked about Ken Dunlap and my co-pilot. Get talking about the mail and my students, and we go up 30,000 feet. I'm sure the X-15 and SR-71 they had autopilots that would hold the altitude and the direction and track a course. But anyway, this is fun for me to hand fly it. It's getting harder and harder to hand fly the airliners. The guys flying on the airlines, some of them are getting their own aircraft to keep their proficiency up on their flying, because you need to. If you have a machine keeping your nose on the horizon, obviously you're not staying. You're not practicing that. You're not accustomed to it. There's a word for it. Used to it. It definitely is a feel, and definitely when you're flying a real airplane, the airplane sounds different when it's climbing and when it's coming down. How much difference in an airliner? I've never flown an airliner, so what would I know? So now we're seeing green out to the left. So the mountains, and now we're kind of seeing these mountains off here to the right. So they go up pretty high because these are the mountains that the Incas are in these mountains out here. Yeah, these look more like mountains. I don't think we're going to see any. And we got to come right a little more. We can come down. We're Mach 8. Look at the. This looks relatively green, so whether they're growing crops out here or it's just land that's so remote that nothing's going on out there. A lot of open space. Okay, I'm coming around to the right, 137,000 feet. Can hardly see the Pacific Ocean out there. Let's move this over. We'll go out a little bit. Going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. And see where the course is. I don't see it anywhere. We're lost. Yeah, we may have gone by Lima. Yeah, that's maybe what happened. We may have gone by. All right. Yeah, Yep, we went right by Lima, Peru. So we will have to actually, if we follow the coast, we'll hit Lima here. So we'll hit the coast first, and then we'll just follow the coast back up to Lima. I think that sounds like what I said before, and look what happened. Okay, let's see. Look at our chart. So we're paralleling our course. Our course is out to the left. And we got 750 miles. We're at 9.7. 119,000 feet. We'll just keep it right there. And let's see if our course, our course is in a little bit, so we'll go in here, and then we'll go down, and see if we pick up on it. Let's see how far from the coast we are. Now you see, you can barely see it in there. So we're a long distance. I'll just go search here for a minute. Here we are. Okay, here we go. We found us. We found we're 109. Let's get back on. So we got 600 miles. Yeah, I get talking about history, and move this down, see how we're doing on the coastline. So supposedly with this 200 nautical miles, this is about 200 miles here, and we have 530 miles to go until we're up even with Lima. Here comes the coast of South America in right there. Yeah, we got to following the Andes, and we went right by, I mean, we didn't even see Machu Picchu. Okay, well, don't get silly now and fly right by Lima again. Might have to call up Dell and order a new Alienware. So once we get up here, we're getting pretty close. So we'll look out here, look at this, and we're gonna now that the coastline is coming out to us, and let's not fly off the chart again. So going 2 miles a second, so we could measure the time across here. Another airliner went by us. Let's see if we can look back at see if we see the contrail. No, I'm going to get mixed up and get lost. That's what's going to happen. Coming up coming up on the coastline. Whether we're Chile or Peru, I imagine we're off Chile. We're probably down by Santiago, I think, is the capital of Chile. We're at least down that far. Well, we're gonna fly that again after we spend a few days in Lima. We'll celebrate that we defied the laws of life and survived to live another day. Let's see. Oh, where's Lima? There it is. So we pretty much can fly the coastline now up to Lima. And that'll take us back. And look at, we're at 65,000 feet. Well, what's our distance here? What's our distance? Yeah, so we need to start coming down. And then we can also notice how high these mountains are. So that's all good. So when we get down to 100 miles, we can start slowing down. Not that the thick air didn't slow us down. Now we've lost Mach 3, so we've lost about 2,000 miles an hour down here in the thick air. And let's get back over here. Okay. It doesn't, you get a little more contour look from this level. You don't get any idea how high these mountains are. We could do that. We could kind of fly along the foothills, keep coming down. I want to be able to turn back in at 100 miles. We've got 180 miles to go. We're down to 50,000 feet. Yeah, we're starting to see the contour of the Andes here. So, of course, I lost my airplane. There we go. We got an airplane off to our right. I can't quite see him. Okay, let's pay attention here. Yeah, we're bouncing 140. Okay, time to turn off the scramjet. I think I turned it off. Go back outside. Go in behind. Yeah, we got scramjets off. And we're down to 108 miles. And we're coming in. Okay, let's check out the mountains here. We're getting down 40,000 feet. Yeah, you can see how these you can see the size of the mountains. Now we can see our destination on here. Probably could look over here. No, not quite. So let's just check out the mountain. Look at we got a little bit of snow cap up here. So let's just follow the mountains here a little bit. And what are we? 3.6 Mach. And where Cusco Machu Picchu is up to the north from Lima, so it would be on the chart up that way. Look, there's some lakes up there. I don't know what that is. Anyway, we're 27,000 feet. Let's look out at the mountains over. See the mountain starting to blank out the hills over there. So these mountains come up to 20,000 feet. We don't want to run into them, and we need to go out to the left to think about landing. Get back on here. $22,000 feet. They're up to 20,000 feet. That's what the Andes are all about. Takes a while, Mach 3. I don't even have the afterburners on. I don't know whether they'd work. Yeah. Mighty big hills. And then we'll start slowing down. Okay, we're headed right about at the airport. And we'll go up here where it's quieter. 15,000 feet. And we'll start thinking about calling in. It's SPLP. I don't know, SPJC. Well, let's see what we got here. SPLP is 122.9. SPJC. Oop. SPJC. Let's see what they say.
Tower Experimental 527 Bravo Charlie is 21 miles east, 10,100 feet with kilo to land.
Experimental 527 Bravo Charlie Tower. Altimeter 29.902 wind calm. Make left base runway 34.
Left base, runway 34. Let's look at our chart here. We'll go ahead and land there. I don't know whether which one we're landing at. LP would be Lima, Peru. So let's go this again.
Experimental 7 Bravo Charlie, please acknowledge.
Make left base runway tree for Experimental 7 Bravo Charlie.
Look at Lima, wow. Yeah, so I think we can take this off. We better keep everything up. Cancel landing intentions.
Tower Experimental 7 Bravo Charlie, cancel landing intention.
Experimental 7 Bravo Charlie, your cancellation is received.
So, nearest approach. Okay, Lima approach. Now, let's go with Lima, Peru, here. No, that isn't it. So it's SPJC. International. Here we go.
Tower Experimental 527 Bravo Charlie is 11 miles east, 7,400 feet with kilo to land.
Experimental 527 Bravo Charlie Tower. Altimeter 29.9er, 2 wind, column 5 straight, in runway 34.
Okay.
Fly straight in runway tree for experimental 7 Bravo Charlie.
So there's an airport right under us, but we're not going there. We're going to go up to runway 34, and we're at 7,000 feet. So we're coming around to 340. I can see the airport right there. That's our runway, I believe. Wow, look at the size of Lima, Peru. Holy cow. So we're down to our speed. Let's look in here. I don't think there's anything. Here now we can see the airport right on the end. And it says SPJC, so that's the one I picked out. We can cut the corner here. We can see the airport right there on our screen. And we'll go back outside, 2,400, put the gear down, take a look, make sure our wheels come down. There we go. There's probably an indication on the panel, but I don't know where it is.
Experimental 7 Bravo Charlie, wind calm, clear to land runway 34.
All right. I can see the strobe light.
Clear to land runway tree for experimental 7 Bravo Charlie.
Okay, we got it a little too slow. I need a co-pilot. Actually, I don't. I need to pay him. I can't afford a co-pilot. I better, that lottery I've been talking about, I better win the lottery so I can get a co-pilot. Keep it at 200. Well, we saw quite a bit of South America. Did you just see the big change that took place out in front? So the computer doesn't refine the picture until you get within distance. Like this is unrefined out here. This will change as we get closer. So I don't know who came up with that, but I think there's a movie. Now we're getting too slow again. Pay attention. Land the airplane. 200. There we go. Actually, this part didn't change because it's barren. It's desert out here. 200, so I can ease off on the power and just let it settle down. There we go. And splay out the rudder. And in a minute here, we'll kick the brakes on. There we go. There's some braking. Brakes off. Let them cool down. Brakes on. Brakes off. Tail splay in. Brakes.
Experimental 7 Bravo Charlie, turn next taxiway.
We'll see if we can keep from knocking over the taxi lights.
Bravo Charlie, contact ground on 127 decimal tree.
127 decimal tree for experimental 7 Bravo Charlie. Ground experimental 527 Bravo Charlie taxi to parking.
Experimental 527. Bravo Charlie taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha.
Gotta acknowledge.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha experimental 7 Bravo Charlie.
I see guys kind of jockeying for position here, so we'll go in there. I don't have an airport map. What I need to do in the future is those don't look like guys to park me. We'll go over this way. Couple of guys standing out down here. Oh, here they are, over on the left. Over here by the we parked the wrong way here. All right. There we go. And we go in here. We get these off. You can see we're at the end of the line here on our magenta line. And the SPJC is right there. So it not LP for Lima, Peru. It's got some general's name, and we'll turn off the engine reset. Here we go. Don't have a hatch cover, but we'll look around Lima Airport. We'll use this airplane to fly up to Cusco so we can go up and climb around the ruins at Machu Picchu. And go full 360. See if we see the tower sticking up anywhere. Can't see the tower. We're not near the terminal, but we wouldn't park near the terminal. I only did that when I was lazy. Thanks for riding along, Air Chance. Adios. I think that's what they'd say in Lima. Take care.